landscape project needs to take into consideration the kind of size you have to work in. And that's where miniature plants can work very well. It may be also that you have narrow spaces that you're trying to squeeze one more plant into. So we call in those narrow forms of plants. And finally, it's important to think about a focal point for your landscape, and unusual shapes of plants can work very well in that. Here we have the jade butterfly ginkgo, a miniature form of our beloved ginkgo that virtually has no pests in the landscape. This form is said to grow somewhere between 6 to 10 feet in height. We don't know just yet because we haven't grown it long enough, but I think it's a sure bet that it's going to be a miniature form that works into many courtyards and landscapes around Nebraska. For a narrow plant, we like to use the rainbow pillar serviceberry. It provides the beauty and all the bird attracting qualities of, say, the autumn brilliant serviceberry, but it's going to be much more narrow. So instead of growing somewhere around 12 to 15 feet in width, it will grow only 8 to 10 feet in width, and again have the same flower, fruit, and beautiful fall color. Here's a plant that combines both striking form and unusual color. That you may be familiar with Harry Lauder's walking stick, a contorted growth shrub, and this is a form of it that has red foliage. It's called red majestic. It should grow somewhere between 6 and 8 feet in height as well as width. We'll have that same contorted growth, but the added feature is we have this beautiful color, very deep in the spring, fades out to somewhat green in the summer, and then again the nice fall color. Variegation is another way to create landscape interest. We think of it mostly in the world of hostas, but here's an example of a variegated form of Japanese pagoda dogwood, a very good tree, small tree for our landscape. This particular one needs to be grown in shade and will grow somewhere 10 to 12 feet in height. The variegation brightens up dark corners of the landscape and really creates a lot of interest. Unusual forms in plants can create a lot of landscape interest. This is Cascade Falls, a form of bald cypress that's smaller growing, and so it fits into more sites, but the unusual nature of its branches makes it like a piece of sculpture. We want to be careful in using forms like this that we don't have way too many unusual forms, but with a nice evergreen backdrop or a simple backdrop, this can be very striking. This one's pruned to a double helix form, which is probably a little more intense than what most people want to use in the landscape, but the weeping form can work very well. So look to unusual forms, colors, and variegations, and you can create a lot of interest in your landscape, big or small.